Hello everyone, welcome to the Seas with Nemo and Friends. My name is Sabrina, I'm a member of the education team here at the Seas, and with me I have one of our Disney divers, Steve. And together the two of us would like to teach you all a little bit more about scuba diving and about the ocean as well. Now, just like how we should never go swimming alone, we also never want to go scuba diving alone either. And I did have Joanna over here volunteer to be our dive buddy. You can be right over here. Big step up. Excellent job. We're going to head over here to the front. So everyone, can I get a nice round of applause for Joanna? Wonderful. Now, where are you visiting from?
South Carolina.
South Carolina. Have you visited Disney World before?
Yes.
Do you like it?
Yes.
Fun. Now, Joanna, have you ever seen a lockout chamber like this before?
No.
No? Maybe only here? Lockout chambers are often used in place like a submarine to get a scuba diver from inside of the submarine out into the water and then back inside. Joanna, do you think Steve can hear us through this glass?
Probably.
Maybe. My voice is very loud to all of us, but this glass is also pretty thick. So to make sure that he knows exactly what we're asking him, all of us are going to learn a bunch of hand signals that scuba divers use to talk to one another underwater. So the first one we're going to learn is we're going to put our two fingers together like that. We're going to hold your three fingers up and we're going to show that to Steve. This is asking him if he is okay. He's telling us that he is. So then Joanna, you can come push this green button right here. It's going to be a big push. Excellent. There you go. We're going to head right back up to the front. Now Joanna, what do you see happening in there?
It's filling up with water.
It is filling up with water. Now this whole tube is going to fill with about 4,000 gallons of water. It is 27 feet deep from the bottom all the way down up to the top, which is the same depth as our big main environment upstairs. So it is going to take just a moment or two for this little lockout chamber to fill. Now Joanna, do you have a favorite ocean animal? Dolphins. Dolphins are excellent. Now for everybody out here, if you like sea turtles, go ahead and put one hand in the air. Yeah. If you like sharks, go ahead and put two hands up in the air. Yeah. And then if you like stingrays, you're going to put two hands up in the air and say, yay! Stingrays are my favorite, so I like to give them a little extra pizzazz. Now Joanna, do you like to go out to the beach, the lake at all? Like to go swimming?
Yes.
Yes. Have you ever looked underwater using your goggles or a mask before?
No.
No? What about any of you? Do you guys like to go to the beach? Like to go visit the ocean, maybe see what's underwater? So the reason why we are able to go scuba diving, or why we like to go scuba diving, is because this lets us explore places underwater that we can't normally see when we're up on land. Since we're able to stay underwater, we can watch so much more that's happening down there. And now it is fun for us to do, but it's also helpful for science as well to learn more about what's happening under the water. Is anyone out here scuba certified at all? That is the fewest amount of hands I've ever seen. Excellent. If you're not, you guys can definitely try to get your scuba certification, or even just snorkeling, exploring the underwater world in whatever way is comfortable for you. Even aquariums just like this help you get a lot closer to what is down underneath the water. Now Joanna, we are up at the top, so we are going to once again ask Steve if he is okay, and then we are going to give him a big thumbs up. This is going to send him higher in that water column, so that way everybody out here will be able to see our diver. Now we're going to want him to pause when he's about halfway up there, so we're going to put a fist, make a fist with our hand, then we're going to hold it right above our head. And now he's going to pause, then we're going to put two fingers up, and we're going to twirl him around. So now he is going to spin around, so we can see what he's wearing on his back. On his back he has a big tank that is full of compressed air, and that is what he breathes underwater. Now there is enough air in that tank for him to dive for about an hour to an hour and a half. Attached to that tank is his regulator. So we're going to put a hand right in front of our mouth like this, so we're going to pull it out, so that way he can show us his regulator. So that regulator brings that air down to a comfortable pressure for him to breathe while he is underwater. Now that tank and the regulator is all held onto him by that vest he's wearing, his buoyancy compensator device. So we are going to do a quick thumbs up and a thumbs down. back and forth a little bit, and he can fill that vest with air to go higher in the water column, or he can let some of the air, some of the bubbles out so he can sink back lower. This helps him just kind of float right in the middle of the water column. Now, we go underwater to see what's going on down there, so the way we are able to see underwater is with our mask. So we're going to have him clear his mask for us. So we can take the mask on and off underwater, and we can re-clear it by putting it back on and using the air from the bubbles that we're breathing to re-push all the water back out. Now, since so many of us did put our hands up for sea turtles, we are all going to ask Steve if he's seen any sea turtles today. So the hand signal for a sea turtle, you're going to take your hand, put it flat out right in front of you, thumb to the side. Then you're going to make the same shape with your other hand and stack them together. Then you're going to take those stacked hands, thumbs to the side, wiggle your thumbs, and you're going to hold them up to Steve. And so he is giving us that sea turtle signal back, and he's looking around. So we're going to see if he's able to find any. He is pointing upstairs to our main environment and saying that there are 3 sea turtles in there. So if you haven't, I definitely recommend after this heading up there to try to take a look at them. And then Joanna, do you see anything else that Steve may have found? Yeah, it's a plastic bag. Now, does that plastic bag look like any other animals that might live in the ocean? Yeah, it kind of looks like a jellyfish. Now, can anyone think of an animal that likes to eat jellyfish? Sea turtles! Sea turtles eat jellyfish as a form of food, maybe to get water, but if a sea turtle eats a plastic bag, it can lead to a stomach ache, and that's not very fun. So one thing that all of us can do and change in our daily lives is we can switch to reusable bags. Reusable shopping bags, maybe containers for our sandwiches instead of plastic bags. This helps reduce the use of our single-use plastic and in turn helps protect the sea turtles. Now I think Steve's been up there for a pretty good amount of time, so we are going to give him a nice big thumbs down. You ready? We're going to bring him all the way back down. And he is going to let all of the air out of that vest so he's able to sink all the way back down to the bottom of this lockout chamber. Then Joanna, before we drain out of water, we want to make sure he's okay one more time. Do you remember how to ask him if he's okay? Excellent. And then Joanna, you'll follow me right over here, and you're going to push this big green button this time. Fantastic. Now, it did take about 2 minutes for this whole lockout chamber to fill. It is going to drain in about 45 seconds. So I want to thank all of you for joining us today. A nice big round of applause for our dive buddy, Joanna. If you have any questions or would like to take a picture with our dive buddy, you're welcome to come meet me right over here. Otherwise, I encourage all of you to continue exploring around the aquarium. Go see our sea turtles upstairs, maybe our manatees just over here. And I hope all of you enjoy the rest of your day of discovery here at EPCOT.
Good job. Take a picture.
Yeah.
Good job.
Thank y'all very much.
Thank you. You go back over there with